Okay, so this is the area whereby you can see there is a change of structure. From here to here, it breaks. It breaks higher than this part. It breaks higher than this point. Got it? Bosses, you need to pay very attention, okay? You really need to pay attention. This one we covered yesterday already, the break of structure, the high thing. So this part, it breaks. Well, how do you say that it breaks? Because it breaks this high low. Okay, it breaks this high. That is important. Not only that, it also breaks this high. Better still. Okay, it also breaks this high. This is already 1 week. It breaks and then it breaks this high also. Importantly, there must be a sign. You can always use this and then it's easy for you already. Life make it easier. Doesn't is a change of character or break of structure. No issue. No issue at all. Okay. So once it break, one is break. Remember, once break, so this one break. So this one break. Once this is a break of it, this break of it, and there is an inducement. There is an inducement. That means there is a pullback. Look at it. This is a pullback. Go up, one candle pullback. Can you see that? There is a pullback. Okay? There is a pullback. So minimum for a criteria for this order block, in front of a last candle, the textbook say when there is an impulse move, there must be a FVG. And the last candle is known as a marked as an order block. Correct or not? Textbook say like that, Can? Textbook say like that. A move, this is an order block. This is known as an order block, but not as simple of that for me, for Billion. Okay? So once there is a move, when there is a move, there must be, like now we are looking at the bigger time frame, okay? When there is an impulse move, there must be a retracement. When there is a retracement, there must be a FVG. It must have this pullback. There's 3 things already. Textbook say 2 things, right? Once there's an impulse move, there is a FVG, there is an order block. But if an order block would really be very sound, is that it must have a inducement, a pullback. So this is an inducement. In the bigger time frame now, you see, now this is the inducement. Got it? Inducement is just not only a spring trade, correct? But just now I want to show you a spring trade. Only when I come here, I talk and tell you more, you get a clearer picture. Got it? This one, bosses, you really need to be with me because this is really something, okay? This is something because this is a diamond factory. We have to have a lot of security one. It cannot be just a very simple one box thing. So when this is one, there is a FVG. But again, I must say, FVG got different way identifying FVG. Due to today's lessons time, I only show you between the imbalance of this FVG. But FVG again got sound FVG, got very strong FVG and got weak FVG. That if there is a chance, we will cover it, okay? So that is another area that we are going to talk about it. But today, due to time constraint and we only got identified an order block, so I just go through it, okay? I just use this and tell you. And there is more that we are going to look into it. Of course, everything that's basic, there's advanced, You don't get it, well, okay, I repeat it again, okay, Ken? So now, first of all, if we want to look for an order block, we must have few things. We must have a FVG. So assuming this is a FVG, and we will go to a lesson between a very sound FVG, a strong FVG, and so-called sometimes you know why the FVG never come down and touch the FVG. That I will answer later, okay? So this is the area. Assuming this is the 3 candle in a row. We forget about this part. I cannot cut the front. We forget about this part. This part no count. We see from this candle onward, okay? So there is an in-between gap. There is one FVG. Whoever cannot get me now, you please follow me, okay? You please follow me. So this is a FVG. Get it? Can see it clearly? This is a FVG. This is very, very important because you're going to run a diamond factory, okay? So this is you're going to be the client who send a 10 carat diamonds for your jeweler for your craftsman to set. So you must select a craftsman that they got tight security so that your 10-carat diamonds will be sound and come back to you, okay? Get it? Think of this way. Then you will really put very effort to go and find your order block, huh? Now you have a 10-carat diamond. That is your wallet. Bosses, agree or not? You got a wallet, take care of your wallet. So you must get the very sound order block, okay? Cannot be just what the textbook say and then we follow. So this is an impulse move. Anything before an impulse move is known as a order block. Correct? Textbook go like that. But why sometimes work, sometimes don't work? But for me, it's very important. My order block must be an impulse move. There was no wrong from it. But I have another criteria, a very strict criteria. It must have an inducement. It must form an inducement. Inducement can be 1 candle, can be 3 candles, doesn't matter. But it must have an inducement. It must form an inducement and it continue to break impulse up. Bosses, got it? This is very important. This pattern, of course, inducement can be 1 candle, can be 3 candle, it can be 3 candle down, 4 candle down, and go up. All these are under inducement. Inducement is not just only the spring trade. Just now I want to teach about spring trade, so I tell you about the spring trade. Now I want you to know exactly any impulse move, it must have a pullback. It is a pullback. A pullback is an inducement, depending on what term we are talking at it. Okay. So once it's a pullback, it continue to move forward. This is a good place that we're going to place, mark it as our order block as it is stand now. I already said, please ignore the first part. Ignore this part, starting from this candle only. Okay, this part no count. Starting from this candle onwards only. I want you to look only at this candle. Starting from this candle, clear? Starting from this candle, I will mark this as a FVG. Impulse, this is an inducement. This is a retracement. It continue to go up. So therefore, this is an order block. If this order block, Rezwan is going to get upset. Okay, come. This is the order block. Can bosses? It must have the criteria. So if to mark an order block, we must, this is the basic rule, okay? It must have an imbalance gap. It must have this imbalance gap. It must have an inducement. So, and on top of that, this order block cannot be mitigated. Any order block, once it's mitigated, gone, no more. No more, okay? Yes, it must either a chop or a boss, perfectly fine. That means it must go higher than the previous level. It continue to move. It show one retracement. It go up again. Then the tendency, the chances, it will come down and mitigate. That means it will come down and pick up the order. This one, because this is a live chart, I don't know how this thing going to come down. But is it going to come down to touch this order block? I don't know. Chances is not. Chances is not. Okay? Can? So what we identifying now, we are talking about order block first. So the rest of it we will carry on. So this is the order block that we are talking. This is a FVG. Can? Got it clear? Bosses can agree with this? Are you with me? Are you with me or not? So when you want to identify an order block, the criteria, you must have an impulse move. In between, you must have an FVG. On top FVG, you must have an inducement. It continue to go up. We can start to mark our order block. So sometimes, at times, you can see things like that. You can see like we go to a smaller time frame. So when we mark the order block, what happens if the order block don't come down? No worries. If the order block don't come down, continue to mark. if in the uptrend, usually we can see quite a few areas that we can mark order block. Like this instant, if I want to do an order block impulse move, this is very narrow. This is really not a good idea. Okay, today Ray went out a lot. Wow. The other day, last Thursday, when Rajon shared during trade call, I did mention about Ray, right? So you see, Ray, woohoo, beautiful, right? So this is beautiful. Now we can start to mark order block for Ray already. Okay, can? So now we do real chart, we mark order block. So if we can see an impulse move. So if this is an impulse move, this is an impulse move. In between, if we can see a FVG, but remember this is a day chart, this is a very, very big chart, I will be happy to mark this thing, okay? I will be happy to see this thing. Assuming up to here again, if we're going to mark this, oh, this is a very good block. It have a pullback. But again, this one already start to touch it. It might not so sound, but at least this is a criteria. This is a pullback. It continue to move. We mark this as an order block. Don't take it as a trade call. I got no time to analyze for you because there is a reason. Now I only trying to look for chart to tell you. But again, FVG, there is strict criteria for FVG. There is a very strict criteria again for FVG in the order block itself. Now let's identify the order block, and later got time, it's already 5:20. Later got time, I will go more in depth of it and telling you, because when we place order, sometimes we know why we mark all the area, but it never seems to come down and touch it. So there is a reason for it. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. Let's look at I don't see very nice. So order block is not always that you can get one. No, it's not that you want to mark an order block, therefore we go and get the order block. Order block is not easy to come along. So this is why when you want to do order block is not always that we can get. Order block is not always that we can get. Okay, this is an area. Good. Can. Okay, light chart. ETH. Now we do is this a FVG? This is good enough as a FVG. This FVG perfectly okay. Good. Can? So this is a FVG. One candle before, we mark this as an order block. This is a very good chart to illustrate, okay? Different people draw order block differently, and new terms, new order block coming up. I very old school one, okay? There's a few FVG over here. There is an impulse move. There's always a lot of FVG over here. But minimum criteria, in front of order block, there must be one FVG. But sometimes you can get many FVG along the way. Sometimes you can get a lot of FVG along the way, okay? Can? And why Billion said that this we're going to mark as a, because there is a change. Okay, now you bring out your indicator and you can say there is a change of character here. There is a change. I say already, change of character, break of structure, I got no issue. I got no issue with it. Can? This is an inducement. Haha. Okay, can? So when there is a FVG, so the step is always, if there is a FVG, there is an impulse move, there is a pullback, I will mark this as an order block. I will mark this as an order block. Bosses, so far so good. So far so good. Order block, write your step down. First, it must have impulse move. It must have an FVG before order block. If there's no FVG, then strictly this is just only what? A supply zone. If there is no FVG, this is also known as a supply zone. If the FVG, either you can call it, it's still a supply zone. It's still a supply zone. Bosses, got it? Ken, so far so good. But this is really something very detailed. If I want to share, I cannot just, if I want to give you only textbook, that is very easy. My life is so much easier. My finger can rest more. So this is really that I want something that is very sound, that it can work. So once, if you can have a inducement, changes, after he induce, if it go down, there is a tendency, if, okay, and then I use it, order block as my exit entry. Anything that come back to this level, and it's also form a high, right? If you were to look at it, this is a high. When it come to the equal high, once it finish makan the FVG, chances is that it might do a retracement. Assuming it come all the way here, makan the FVG, it touches the order block. This is why we place our order, right? Chances it might retrace, come down, come up, and it might jump across the creek. So end of the day, an order block can also be the river. This river, a resistant river, can be a supply. It can also be an order block. Now you get that picture? Yes. This is very important. If you don't get that, then it's, unless you want to do the textbook style, then it's another thing. But if you want to send a 10-carat diamonds, do this style. This is not billion style, okay? This is not billion style. My master trained me this way. As I told you, 20, 30 years ago, 20 over years ago, all this already come to me, but it's just that I don't really put it into practice until very recent year, because back then I'm an investor. Investor is easy. But as a trader, I really need the in-depth. Okay? So I am trained this way. So this is really better. Only I put everything back together. Okay. So if I'm gonna be a trader, you know why I trade so confidently? And all this detail is what I really put into detail. I am a very detailed person with my wallet. I am very careful. Okay. I sell my 10-carat diamond. I make sure I do all my due diligence. And is that so Billion will place an order just here? No lah, I won't. I will make sure when it reaches, I will set the alert. When it's going to reach my order block, I will analyze it again. So is this going to jump over the cliff, or is this going to do a retracement down? It touch, it mitigate, and it go down. And remember, order block only one time, it mitigate one time. Supply zone, it can mitigate a few times, mitigate until it break. But order block, we only use it for one time. Because why? When it come over here, it mitigate. The candle structure already changed. It might not have FVG, it might not have a retracement, inducement. Then we re-identify a order block. Okay? So like this area, you got it? So far so good. Order block, once you mitigate, that's it. If it go through, it become a breakable. That one, we got no time to talk about it today. That one's got chance, we will share more. That become a breakable. It's no longer called order block. So, Darren, did it give you a better picture? Adam, does it give you a better picture? Give you more strict criteria to look for an order block? Does that give you a better give you more edge, give you better confidence, and turn confidence into the conviction? Good. Can? So this is the criteria. So if it's okay, I will move on into the second step, okay? So just have to repeat the step. Everything is repeatable. So just repeat the step. So now, if this is the inducement and the candle continue to move, so if it continue to move down, the same thing. If there's a FVG, another impulse move, if this area going to duplicate, then we just look for the same thing. So this will become the base, and it causes an impulse move. This will going to become our order block. And if there is a FVG, there is an inducement. Continue, we will move our order block all the way down. It's not just, this is ultimate order block. In between, it can have order block. In between, it can have order block. So let's see, do we get the chance to see any? Let's us see. So the criteria, I already make it very, very clear already. How dense we look at the order block, okay? So usually for, this is very important. So you see there is an impulse move. So there is a FVG, impulse move, you got FVG, you got retracement. One candle is also known as a retracement, okay? So from here, we can start to draw our order block. But if there is a wick lower than this, I would suggest we cover the lower wick again, okay? This area again is important. If there is a FVG. There is an inducement. You can see this as an inducement. This part, okay? There's an inducement. Got it, Ken? So this is, that is why at lesson we need to use replace chart so that you can see things better. Order block. This is something really very detailed. You must really zoom into the detail before you can identify, because this school really set a very strict criteria in drawing order block. Ken? This is my school of thoughts, okay? Ken? When there is a FVG, when there is a retracement, when there is an inducement, we can mark this as the order block. When there is no FVG and there is an impulse move, this is going to be a demand zone. This is going to be a demand zone. So a order block can be a demand zone, but a demand zone might not be an order block. So far, so good, everyone? Got it? You can see it. Whether you name it order block, demand zone, this is that zone. But a demand zone, order block can be is a demand zone, but a demand zone might not be an order block. Later, I can take everyone through again. So is that clear? It must have an inducement. It must work with an inducement. It must have a pullback. It must have a pullback. Once you see a impulse move with an inducement, yet you move higher, there is a FVG, you can get the order block. Not all order block will be mitigated, but at least if not mitigated, no trade is better than the trade, right? So this is important, okay? So this candle, the bottom part you can cover, but you must take the last candle. This is the criteria of an order block. The candle, one candle before it with a FVG, with inducement, that it move higher, bingo, it works. That's it. If it don't come down and touch, fine lah. There is no trade, no loss, right? But if it ever come down, you are going to be in profit. So for me, again, I repeated that many times. If it come down, I will not set my order here. I will wait for a green candle and it show me a good sign, I move. Got it? This is a top pattern. This is how Billion trade. In any minutes, I would suggest as lower to 15 minutes, you can do your analysis. Then you can use the same pattern, go and trade in a 5 minutes, in your 1 minute, and do whatever you want. But your anchor, I always say there's an anchor, time frame for your analysis. Okay? Sure, you can go for a bigger time frame, draw it, go to the smaller time frame, do the same pattern, identify an entry point. So this is a 6 hour. If we go down to the 1 hour to identify, we can go down to the 1 hour to look for, again, the conference, no different. That billion strategy, everything I look for conference. So if I go to the smaller time frame, if I see the impulse, I see the inducement, sure, why not? If I see a FVG, I will be happy. So this is a FVG within a FVG. Guys, you see it? A FVG within a FVG. So this is a strong FVG. Correct. Sometimes you might not be able to see another order block, but you can see a FVG within a FVG. So this is a good FVG zone. A FVG within a FVG, order block within an order block. To get the order block within an order block is a little bit difficult, but you get the FVG within the FVG, then this is a strong FVG point. So there's an inducement, there's an inducement, there is an inducement. So therefore, if you can find any of the candle that is no FVG, so down here, I don't see an order block. So if I want to trade over here, if I go to the smaller time frame, this one I don't see. I go to the 4 hour time frame. Then I will try to see what can I see at a 4 hour time frame. Aha, so a 4 hour time frame give me a confirmation, right? Guys, did you see it? Can you see it? 4 hour time frame, what do you see? FVG, order block. So is this order block sound? Very sound. Oh, my bosses, where are you? Got it or not? From a bigger time frame to a smaller time frame, from a 6 hour time frame, from a time frame, this is how we can see there is a repeat pattern over here. Order block over order block, a FVG over a FVG. Can? So this is a very strong block. Indeed, it's a very strong block. It comes down, it touches, it go. Beautiful or not? Got it? Sorry, I need to use a playback list to show you. If it's not that one, we have to wait for a long time before we can end the lesson. So this is what I want to tell you. This is the idea. First, you must get the idea right, okay? So you go to a 6, you go to 4 to 6 time, 4 to 6. That means if you go to 15 minutes, you can go to the 1 hour standard. Like if everybody using that, fine. Why is the problem? Cannot, man? Important is that you go to the chart that help you to make money. It doesn't matter is what kind of minute is that. If everybody using better still, then you got the very strong support resistance. You got the very strong supply demand. Everybody look at the same chart, better still. See who knowledge. That is really called a game of knowledge. The one that are being informed, the one take the deal. Correct? Yes, once it touches, already mitigated. All this no use already. So it touches, it mitigate. The weak, even the weak, yes. Once the weak touch also, because weak is also order. So all the weak, no matter how long the weak, as long the weak touches, consider mitigated because there is order. All the weak there is order. So once the weak touches, this one is abandoned, no more. But demand zone still there. Demand zone is there. So sometimes you say, what this is no longer called a order block. After here, this is known as a demand zone. Got it? Interesting? Then why you just don't call it demand zone? Why must you call it order block? Higher security. Bosses, can you see the level, the step? Why you call it order block? Why you call it demand zone? Higher security. When a higher security, chances is that it tends to come down. But as a demand, it's just that there is a low and there is a high, and therefore I never say I use the Fibonacci we do level by level. Never. If we are using order block, bigger block, basically we are just only trying for it to come down. So I hardly use order block. I'm not an order block person. I use order block to take my TP. I will draw order block. I do all this in because to me it just come to me naturally, but I will use that as my TP point. I will use that TP point. But because I does very quick trade, I will do that. What I will do, I will go and determine my supply demand zone. I will be more happy to work with my supply demand zone. And then I put in a week, I put in this fib, and then level by level, I will be more than happy to play with it. I'm more than happy to do my trade. Okay. So now you get it. You get it. So if this is why I emphasize many times, I keep repeating this. Order block is a higher security. Yes, because it must have an FVG. It must have an inducement before I want to name. I want to take this. I want to send my diamond here for the setting. Before I send my diamond for the setting. Got it? So it gives me a higher security. So one is mitigated. One is mitigated. This is no longer in use. But once this is mitigated, based on the criteria, this is still a demand zone. So this demand zone can touch one time, can touch two times, it never touch. It can come down and touch. So 2, 3, this is a live chart, live chart. So no, I want to use a live chart. So I will say I'm happy to place I will happy to take like around 2, 3 plus to be my entry point for my, which I did that. I enter a trade here. I don't know whether that's my few good friends get it or not. When I was sharing with them that I say no harm, let's place the order at this area because this come to the equal low and 2, 3. And there is the rationale here. Why I say that. Now you know what is my rationale. This is a order block over here in mitigated. And now this is a demand zone and it touches a demand zone, likely it can bounce, okay? Likely it can bounce. It can bounce as there is order over here. All these are very good sign. All these are very good sign, okay? Because there's long wick, long wick, long wick. But if it touches a few more times, if it's still not going to hold, then it's going to break down. Of course, we got order below. We got order below. Then I buy spot. That is for my spot, okay? Order block as a double confirmation that on supply demand zone are more quality. Not say quality, supply demand zone is that it telling us that there is some more of the liquidity over here, but a liquidity over here because there is no FVG. So no, we have the FVG confirmed for the order block is because so that when the FVG, it show you there's more confirmed that there is more liquidity over here. So the chances that it will come down and pick up. Is that okay for you, Darren? So when we name this, take this as the order block, it must come with a FVG. So chances of it coming down is greater. Is greater, is much, much greater. So this, when we use the order block with FVG with this strict criteria, we just basically set and then let it come down to us. Of course, if you're a short-term trader, you will go to a shorter, smaller time frame to do it, but minimum up to 15 minutes to do the analysis. And why I say supply demand zone, I use a fib with 3 different sessions so that if assuming that is one demand zone here, that is one demand zone on the top, very easy, my criteria, I will just put the fib and then I trade level by level because not necessarily it must come to the demand zone, but in between when it come up, down, I can always make some good profit. Got it? That is why we do it level by level. So you understand why I put it in this way? So when we have FVG order block with an inducement, chances that it might come down, which this is a stronger job, but not 100%. None strategy is a holy grail, okay? But it's just that which one come with more odds, more edge to our side. Go for one that's more edge. And with the 2 days with me, by all this hour, I share about liquidity, imbalance, inducement, and things like that. So this is more and training our eyes. As I always say, when we look at the chart, we don't just look. We must know what we are seeing. So by seeing, the brain need to process. So the eye will send information to the brain will tell the eye what you want to look at it. So when you look at it, your hand will start to draw. When your hand start to draw, your finger will start to put in order. This is the process. Can process? When this process, I explain it this way, can or not? Never mind, cannot is also this way, okay? So, but FVG is more likely to touch by the candle, right? Technically, yes. So order block like super discount selection before the FVG. Well, yeah, it's definitely order block is definitely at the discount, but it can also order block. We can also draw an order block on the other way around, on the flip way. So it's a discount and premium, very premium. That means during a short, this is also a order block. This is also a order block. Okay. Wow. Oh, okay. This is so beautiful. There's an inducement here. There is a FVG here. But unfortunately, it did not go up and touch it. I think so. 3, 4. I don't know. Okay. This is the 3, 4. Okay. So it mitigate up to the FVG and it did not go further and then it come down. You know why? Can you see it? Because over this, I will not mark as an order block because there is no inducement. There is no inducement. Get it? Even this trade, nothing, no loss for me. If I am an order block trader, there is no inducement. So this one this don't work. So now the next level, let's see, is there you got it? So this, based on this itself, I will not mark this as an order block because there is no inducement. Guys, there's no inducement. That means there's no pullback. So now we can see this part is quite nice. This part is quite nice. This is the FVG. This is the FVG. This we can mark it as an order block. This is good. This price range can keep an eye on it. Okay, so there is an inducement. First of all, the impulse move, there is a break of structure. Remember, there is a break of structure. There is a change of character over here, either a change of character or a break of structure. It go all the way down, which is good, which is good. This must have, it must have a break of structure or change of character, and it must have an inducement. It must have an inducement. It must have an inducement. Okay, it must have an inducement. So a chart cannot be always with what we want the chart, like what we see in the textbook and what we see in the diagram. This is always, you have to be flexible with it, because once you mark this is an inducement. So sometimes when you look at the order block, it's not that immediately you trade, then you never come down, because this is a 6-hour time frame. So you do a mark. So when the price go down, so if the price go up all the way, you will know exactly better way of where you want to shift your stop loss, where you want to take your TP or your partial TP. So everything can work both way. Okay, everything can work both way. So you get it? So this is a change of character. This thing break down. At the very top of it, this is something good. I see that this is a very good zone. So mark this zone. So we mark this zone. So when price touches 3,002, which now at 24. So if price touches 3,002, then we will see whether are we going to do some TP, are we going to shift our stop loss, and if it break up, what are we going to do? Got it? Jeha will come to your question in a while. So everybody, so must have a change of character or break of structure, not both. One is good enough. One is good enough. If keep having break of structure, then we will shift. Look at this inducement is here. This inducement is here. There is an inducement. Okay. This is an inducement. This is an inducement. Okay. Got it? So if this move all the way up, and usually in one structure, I can only get one order block. I can only get one order block. In this one swing high to one swing low, the most one order block. The most is one order block, right? Because you need to have a break of structure or change of character, inducement, then there is an order block. In this structure, okay, in this structure, I can have only one order block. Chances is only one order block. You get what I mean? Chances I can have only one to two. Maximum is 2. Most of the time is 1. Maximum is only 2 in one of this one move like that. One move. Wait, I need to get rid of this. So this is considered one move. One move of it, the most, and most of the time we can't get. But if we were able to get, that is only one order block, maximum two. Why? Because there's a criteria, it must have a change of character, it must have a change of structure. Change of structure can be an order block, it can be a break of structure or change of character. Got it? Ken, so far so good? Okay, come. This is one, BTC. Okay, I repeat again. Okay, come. So, Jie, you just want to ask me about the inducement, okay? So, very important. When we look for an order block that I use, the way that I look for order block, that is very important. But first of all, of course, this helps us very much. Thank you, the OFA. This is the one, this is the low, and this is the high. This is the high. Before it break higher, at the stand now, this is the high. This is the real chart. This is the actual up to real time chart, okay? So now you can see, very easy. When we see, we mark the low, we mark the high. Then the next thing, we must, I mean, if we are lazy, if not say lazy, like if to newer traders, I would suggest you use this Lux Algo market structure, okay? So you can see from this low to this part, I have a change of character. I'm perfectly happy with it. Got it? There is a change of character. There is a change of character. So far, so good. There is a change of character, okay? So I'm going to close this if it's not become, there is a lot of things. So now, when there is this change of character, it move further. When this change of character, this pullback not considered, because only here it start to change your character. So this is the inducement. So you must really practice a lot and to look for inducement, okay? This is inducement. Ken, this is a inducement. No worries. This is a strategy. If it thinks too much, you can leave it at you can leave it. You don't even need to use it to look for order block. Supply demand good enough to move on, okay? Supply demand is good enough to move on. Like now I have only a man-made diamond, so I don't need to send to high security shop to a factory to do it. So supply demand is good enough for me. Until I want to trade in my very big figure, I got a 10 carat diamond, then maybe I look for it. But meanwhile, I practice, okay, everyone? I repeat it many times. I repeating because I don't want people to mislead it. Okay, no worry. Don't care. My finger. Okay, come. So this is an inducement. I better take this away. If not, you're going to miss out. This is an inducement. Got it? Got it? Okay, Ken? So again, a chart is very difficult. Not like what we talk in the textbook, and then the chart move our way. So in this chart, it's very good to show us that this is the change of character. At least this word come out, there is a change of character. That means it form higher. There's a shift of structure. Fine. Okay, we close it. So I must have this shift of structure. This structure is very important to me, okay? Assuming this is the high. I take this as a high. Very good. It moved higher. So when it move higher, I will take this as an inducement. Fulfill my criteria. Very good, right? First criteria fulfill. It must have second criteria already. It must have a break of structure number 1. It must have an inducement number 2. And after that, number 3, it must have a fair value gap. Big gap, small gap, that one we can talk later. That one we will talk later. At least there is a fair value gap. Taking in track, this is a 6-hour chart. So this is something very big. Of course, the bigger, and there is another fair value gap. So on top of this area, there is good gap. You get what I meant? So actually, in short, when I draw, I will just take this whole area. I will not go candle by candle. But at least immediately after my order block, I must have I can take this as an order block because this candle is very low. Is the lowest point. So this whole area, I can always mark it as my order block. So again, I must say, you must be flexible to look at things, okay? So this is the area. Some of it might not agree with me, but don't care. I make money more important, okay? We'll agree, don't agree. Important, the money come to my pocket and I'm in good profit trade. I will take this as my order block. Why you say so, Billion? This is a FVG. Do you see this candle before it? This is quite a long candle. This is quite a long candle. And why I take this wick into consideration? Because this is the lower point. So this become quite a big order block. Big or small, we talk it later. How big order block? Later. So this is what we say. One candle before. And this is the lowest wick. I want to take this whole area as my order block. And in between my order block, there is this FVG. It's okay. They don't quarrel, okay? No quarrel over these two. They live in peace. There is a FVG and there is this order block in between. This is the FVG and it just overlap. It just overlap. Can I name it that way? Definitely, for sure can. I tell you, I'm very confident that it can be that way. If you think cannot, don't use lah. Very easy one, right? If you think, no, I don't agree, Billion, then don't use it. Fine. After a chop or boss, then pull back. Yes, either a chop or boss. It must have this pullback. A pullback is known as an inducement. It must have a pullback. Then this order block valid. If there is no pullback and you go all the straight up, no, I won't want to take it. And another thing, a FVG to mitigate, I'm perfectly fine. If assuming this is the order block and it got mitigated, no count. Any order block or order flow, once it get mitigated, no count, okay? That means disqualified. It doesn't fulfill our criteria anymore. But a FVG, sure, no issue, because there is another FVG over here. FVG over a order block. I'm perfectly fine with it. So if you were to ask me, if BTC again, so this is such a big thing, what will you do? Very easy. Come. Good. Can? You can use this to enter? Wow, you think no, the stop loss still very far away. Then do one more time lah. This is another of your 50% loh. Your wish where you want to enter. Criteria to set order block, no top. Strict rule. Strict rule. Cannot ban. You want to ban, don't use order block, use supply demand lah. Can? This is the fib. This is the fib that we set it. Okay, come. Now you see this. We only use 1, 0.5, 1, 0.5, and 1. And we name it, I named it under 0, simple 0 to 0, 0.5, and 1. And then after you set it, go and save it under 0, 0.5, and 1. You do whatever name you want. So this is the one that help us to divide everything into 2. Once we divide into 2, we can always divide it again to find our entry point. Can? Got it? Okay, so this is the area. We use only 0.5, 1, and all this. Okay, Bossy will help. Okay, Can? So everyone, is that good enough? Of course, order block, that is strong order block. This is the criteria. But remember, if anything you draw and it touches any wick that touch the order block, this that means this order block is invalid. Okay, valid, invalid. A sound order block is only when it's not mitigated. The box have not been mitigated, then that is a sound order block. Very important, okay? Can? Bosses, so far so good or not? I know this is confusing. This is not an easy topic. Among the whole SMC topic, this is the most difficult topic to talk because I want to share the more in-depth. If this is a textbook topic, very easy. Impulse move. Before the impulse move, order block, full stop. No, but that is not the way, okay? I want to take everybody like my wallet. Very complex, super complex. don't use it if you don't understand it. Come back for more lesson, I will show. This you have to follow me since day 1 to today. If you just only to go into this, I confirm double chop loss and then billion. Damn complicated. I don't like to go to billion session, okay? Fine. Important is that please protect your wallet. But I will be very upset. I spent so much time to, and honestly, many have told me, where should I do it so complicated? I should do it the textbook, but textbook style, but no, that shouldn't the way. Okay, that is not the way. When you come to me, I want to show you exactly what I do. If I trade this way, I show you exactly what I trade. This is the way that I do. So again, for BTC, anything that it come between 61, we have to really take notes of it already when it come down to around 61. So now we go to a daily chart. We do top down, but now I later. Okay, later I do that for you. So now this is a 1 hour chart. Okay, so when you go to the 6 hour, you can always go to the 4 hour, any hour. That is your preference. You work the time frame your way. You work the time frame your style your way. It depends on where you want it to be. Okay, so now come. Okay, as I say, we go into 2 different time frames to look at things. Definitely, there is also this breakout structure. There is the impulse move. This becomes the pullback. This one becomes the pullback. If there is a FVG, this FVG is small, so this area still stand. This area still stand. Not very ideal, but it still work. Okay, not very ideal, but it still work. Okay. Bosses, impulse, it break the structure. It still have the inducement. You still have the FVG. It's have, although it mitigated, but not no problem for FVG. But order block cannot be mitigated. Once it mitigated, no count. So for this area, the order block is because this candle is still equally low, high. So this is the area. So this I will still mark this whole area. Okay, so now, shall I take away everything and then we repeat everything all over again, okay? Come, we go to a smaller time frame. These are 4 hours. Now, assuming we go to the 1 hour. Doesn't matter at one time frame. The theory stand. The theory no change, okay? The theory got no change at all. So I say order block is a very big topic, and unless you are really familiar with it, like order block, like this, what you call that? So order block, you see, order block is this very important factory of it. So it is not common. When it's not common, it's unlike support resistance, trend line, supply demand, that you can see it everywhere. It's not common. Textbook style, no problem. Textbook style, plenty. I can draw. You want how many? I also can draw for you. But the criteria that I have is very stringent. It's not easy to come across. So I don't really use on order block. If I ever get the order block, I tell you that is a super sound order block, okay? That is super one that I can place 6-figure order one. Okay, come. Here got one. Very good example. Okay, there is a change of character. Can see? This is the one that I want. I'm going to draw on this because there is an impulse move here. Okay, there is a change of character here. I must say it again. Although it's not that I'm being long-winded, because I just need to make things very clear. Identify for the order block, I got very strict criteria. And if you think that all this step is too much for you, for the time being, go and practice supply demand, go and do what I have covered during this lesson. Leave this order block out of the picture. So if those that you think that you know, you want to practice it, you go and practice it, but never put in any real trade until you understand it. Got it, bosses? This is very important. Time today definitely is going to overrun. I'm so sorry. But if everybody don't get this right, I'm not going to stop this Zoom, okay? Those that think that cannot catch it, you want to leave, fine, bye-bye you. But those that can stay with me, please stay with me. That is really very, very important. I'm very, very serious over this, okay? because I don't want to leave everybody with a half knowledge and end up it really become a disaster. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to burst your wallet. Can? So there must be a change of character or a break of structure. There must be a shift of structure. A shift of structure can be a change of character or a break of structure. This is number one criteria. And the second criteria of it, we must have a pullback. It must start to have a pullback. It must start to have an inducement. A pullback is known as an inducement. Don't like big term we use standard. It must have a pullback. When it have a pullback, that is important. All these are known so-called as a pullback, an inducement. You get it? All these are known as an inducement. So when there is an inducement, then we will start to look for a sound order block. I will repeat this. This is even better when we do live trade, when we do offline session. This is always topic good to cover during offline sessions, okay? So in this area, there is a FVG here. There is a FVG. Now you ask, Billion, there is a candle here, but why? You use this candle as a FVG. Today I got no time to go into it, but I can tell you this is a sound FVG, okay? This is a FVG, confirm chop. This is a FVG. I will go through it if I ever get the chance with you. But meanwhile, stick with me. Confirm. I never do wrong in this. Confirm this is a FVG. So next, this is our order block. Some of it, they say you need to have one candle, two candle, minimum two candle. But I go by the length of candle. This impulse move is very big. So when it go up, this is the area. Inducement. I'm happy to mark this as an order block. I'm happy to mark this as an order block. I'm happy to mark this as an order block. Let's wait. I open here is so that I want to let you see. I want to go, not because I do a bottom up. I analyze in a 1 hour time frame. I just want to show to you that this is a sound order block. See how it come down and mitigate it and then it go. Right? Bosses? Got it? Why I show you a higher time frame? I'm very confident. Not that I'm a the chart now. I don't trade FTM. FTM is not my coin. I honestly, I don't trade FTM one. This is Rezon favorite coin, not me. Why I show you is because I'm very confident it will come down and mitigate. I did not see the bottom just now. I just come here. You are with me. Why? Because this candle is long enough. What we want is an impulse candle. Doesn't matter. It's a 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle. Important, we must have an impulse candle. We must have an FVG. We must have a break of structure. We must have an inducement criteria meet. Okay, I answered the questions. I demonstrated already, right? And you cannot be said, you know what? It's not one. It never be 2 candle, 3 candle. Sorry, that one's that one is a beginner level in SMC. Today we are going real deep advanced level. Okay, can? So if anything that need 2, 3 candle, once is a long candle. Okay, like you break it into 2. Happy with it, bosses, that I show you? I already go to higher time frame and show you that I'm very confident that this works. If I see things like that, I can go with my 6 figure already. But you want to say, Billion, it still come down. What? I told you it mitigate, it go up, it can come down. Definitely. You got profit, you don't protect. 40% you don't want, I want. Okay? Go up, move, protect profit. Then when you come to TP, always go to the previous high. Go to the previous high. Not difficult. Look at all this high. Look at all this zone. Okay, if you don't like support resistance to be one line, then make it one zone. Can? Bosses, okay, good or not? Clear? 200, 2 over 100 of it plus my team come. All clear? Please respond, because this is something whereby no joke. Don't understand, don't use. If you understand it fantastically, I tell you, this is really marvelous, wonderful, okay? It must be very clear. And then once it's at the conviction, you set it correctly, you will definitely get very good profit of it. And the stop loss is low. Very important. Can? This you really need to one by one go and practice it, you know, topic by topic, go and understand it. But anything you don't know, don't go for order block, go for supply demand. I tell you, out of 100 trades, maybe 90 trades is using supply demands, using the FIB and so on. And I won't go and touch an order block. I won't insist and go and squeeze the order block out just because I want to use the order block. I will not. If I happen to see the order block, it's the order block. That's it. Or I can mark the order block and then I can wait for months for it maybe to come to me. I don't know. But an order block is something so precious, something so rare. It takes some time for the price to come back to you. But if it ever come back to you, will be something nice. You get that sequence, traders? Can? If we are the traders, we must know exactly what we want and what we are doing. If I trade order blocks, then of course, like 10 trade, maybe end of day, 2 trades get triggered, 8 trades not triggered, the 2 trade trigger, 1 win, 1 loss, then depend on your stop loss. Yeah, there's many ways to do it. Always use it. So you can go to a smaller time frame and keep repeating all this pattern. But I suggest go to supply demand, use the Billions FIB, your support resistance, trend line, chart pattern, everything are still there. Not because I come for the SMC retail concept, I throw away. I repeated many, many times. Okay. I repeated many, many times. Or everything is one step after another. There's nothing one so good, nothing one no good. It's just that from level, we add on the security, from level add on security because our wallet start to, our size, our trading size start to grow. When trading size start to grow, security must come in. The bigger it grow, the more security we must get. Understand how to use order block to enter trade? Exactly of it. So this is again, order block, you can enter trade, you can enter the trade, depends on your risk and reward. If you think that you can afford to have a stop loss that is so far, fine. If it's not, you can place the order, half of it, no harm of it. So another way you can, today no time, I will actually share with you all these candle, but I really don't have the time to share with you now. So 50%, always go for the 50%. Then you place your stop loss. You can place the stop loss outside this. I won't place very far away one. I hit stop loss, I re-enter. What is the problem? Correct or not? Great. Can? See? Okay, this is how I show you. See, in a 4 hour, there's the FVG. Can? Bosses? This is a good enough demonstration, right? So all chart looks different. 2 chart, we won't have repeat the same. So based on the criteria, go and look for the step. And 1 big candle or 2 candle, 3 candle, as long as there's an impulse move. But if there's only 1 candle, the candle must be really long enough. Like this type is really called long enough candle. Okay, it's good enough for me. I will go. That is why I will show you. I'm very confident it come and mitigate. It come and mitigate, it go. So this no longer valid. It no longer valid. Okay, it no longer valid. So the next question you should ask me, is this a demand zone? Bosses, is this a demand zone? If this you want to take as a demand zone, that demand zone have to be here. This is not good enough because why? A demand zone with a demand zone. Okay, this will be okay. You can take this as a demand. Okay, or the block, you take this as a demand zone. The base is good. Great. This is the impulse. This is the base. Okay, good enough. So this actually works. But you can see the base got how many candle? The base got how many candle? Cannot see. The base, the time spent in this base are more time compared to 2 hours. Compare this is a 4 hours spent in this base. So this base, one mitigated, it tends to be quite weak. it will be a weak base. Yes. So you have to be very careful. Not say that after order block mitigate, it can continue. Chances it can break. Okay. Chances it might break. Good enough, bosses. If it's okay, I will show you about spring trade, how we're going to catch a spring trade. Good. So that one is bonus, a super bonus to everybody. I'm not supposed to touch ICT today, but I think I would love to share because of this spring trade, because of I keep talking a lot about spring and uptrust. So in ICT, there is this strategy that we can use, and okay, good, huh? If all good, then I will share with you. I just get an example. Sorry, I can't show a real chart at now. So I would try to use this. I will try to use this to show. Does everybody agree with me? This is a good support. This is a good support. This is a support. It break down, it go up. This is a good support. This level is a good support. And this cause a spring trade. This call a spring trade. Oh, I give you a better spring trade. I give you a better, I need, when I want to look, I can't get, when I don't want, every day I can see. I want to find a few more candle. Actually, all this consider, but not easy for a new trade, for people who are not familiar with the breakup. Okay, I think okay, I move it. Okay, I move out a bit. This will be good. So agree with me? This is another level of support. So all this actually liquidity, right? Static liquidity. Got it? Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate this part for spring trade. So when we talk about this is a spring trade, right? This is a spring, correct? I mean, in picture, you can see a spring, no billion, a spring trade must be directly sharp. I tell you already, in real chart, you have to really give it, this is the bottom. The bottom is sharp, okay? The bottom is sharp. So this is good. This is a spring trade, okay? This is a spring trade, yeah? So now you see, if this is a spring trade, this is a support line. You can see on my line, this is a support line. So this is the candle in between the last candle that bring down this downtrend. Not downtrend. It bring this impulse move down, right? It bring this impulse move down. This must catch it very clear. Impulse move down. So now bring up our fib. Okay. Once it show impulse move down, one is show impulse move. The next candle is a green candle. The next candle must a green candlestick pattern come in place. So I see no matter what you do, end of the day, we still go back to like candlestick chart pattern. No escape one. Okay. So this is a spring trade. This is a down. Take a 50%. If you think no, my 50% means I'm going to do my entry here. Okay. This I'm going to do my entry here. So if you don't want, sure, another 50% law. Up to you. Your risk reward. Okay? Your risk reward, but just don't leave the trade on the table. For me, I will just use these two and do the 50%. Standard practice for me. You decide. Okay? If you want to do this 50%, you might not get the deal already. So this is, you might still get the deal. Up to you, whether hit or don't hit, I don't know. So you do the 50%. So my entry, just to make things easy, okay? So what I want to show is that you can break 50, break until you're happy with the 50. So now, I will do the trade. I will place the entry here. I will place my entry here. I will place my entry. This is my entry, guys. Okay, see it, This is my entry. Got it? I better change color. Change it better. This is my entry. So I take this candle over here, 50%. I take this candle, sorry, this is not my entry. My entry is this one. Okay. My entry is this one. Sorry. This is a 50%. This is my entry. Got it? 0.5. I place my order. I place my order here. I place my order here. It triggered my order. Where is my stop loss? My stop loss definitely is here. This is the candle. It go up, it come down, it move. This is the candle. Knowing me, I TP somewhere here already. So Once I move this type of trade, chances one enter, you are in green. Like 20%. Boss is not interested. Okay, we forget about this. Or you catch, or you don't understand. Do you understand? Don't understand, never mind. I repeat it again. If you have the time. Don't understand why second red candle. Okay, I do it one more time for you, okay? I do it one more time. I don't go for one sweet, nice V candle. This is a very good example to show. Assuming just now we all agree, we take this as a, we take this level as a support resistance, okay? This is the support, okay? This is a support line. When you want to do a spring, look for the support. You want to go for a U-tuck, you look for a resistance. So this is the line. And this candle moved down, correct or not? This candle from here, it moved down the support, correct? So the very candle that moved down from the support is the one that will, these are very detailed trade. People who really understand about spring trade, and that is where we will trade. So once it moved down, it can be 3 candle, doesn't matter, because happened that this stop at 2, okay? The spring sometimes can be a bigger spring. So I take a 50%. I take a 50%, I measure. This happened, this is very instant trade. This one, you cannot set limit order one. Because after this breakdown, I saw this green candle. I saw this green candle already. So I place this order. I do a 50%. This show me a green candle, right? So I place the order here. I place an order. This is using just a trigger order. This do a trigger order. That means the price, before the price come, we put in the order. This is a trigger order. If not trigger order, you can wait for it to move up. You put a CMP also can, current market price. No problem. You can use current market price. Bosses, got it? We can use a current market price. So when we place a current market price, the price go up. See? Chances this type is instant green, but don't be greedy. Chances this type is instant green. This type is an instant, very big chance this type you get an instant green. Stop loss here. The RR is good. No greedy, take and go. But you say, well, Billion, you go all the way up down. Can. Then if this thing comes down again, if you don't want to let me take TP, sure, if this thing move, if this is continue going to be the uptrend already. Why? Because this is a spring trade. As I told you, because I do fast trade. And this is a trade. If this is the stop loss that you place, it never hit the stop loss. It never hit the stop loss. You can even take partial profit and continue to let it run. For spring trade, suggest you take partial TP. Why? Because spring trade chances it can go very high one. Spring trade. This is called spring trade. So if you place the order over here and this candle continue to go down, you got no loss. The trade never trigger. The trade never trigger. I think trader got 2 issues. Hit stop loss, in trouble. The trade never trigger, also cannot take it. Correct or not? Why I leave the trade on the table? No trade sometimes is better than a trade. If we identify properly and you never trigger, fine, forget it. Go for the next one, okay? Trade also got problem. Don't trade also got problem. Right now, bosses, Ken, happy with it? This is the bonus gift for you. This is the bonus gift. If you understand, use it. Don't understand, don't use it. I just want to share it for spring trade. Don't waste it. This is how we get the dip. We buy at the dip, we sell at the peak. Okay? We buy at the dip, we sell at the peak. But anything, please, because this already happened. Anything come to equal high, continue take profit, please. Okay? Nobody know this thing is going to break all the way up. Continue to take profit. So is that okay, bosses? 6:30. Sorry for time overrun with the half an hour. And this is the present for everybody. And hope you all use it. No worries. Now you understand why. After a mastery class, only the end of the master, I repeat this again. End of mastery class is the beginning of our relationship. It's because I believe a lot of things that a lot of us might not get dive deep in and understand it. So this is why you need to come back to me every week. If can, I will run it every week, okay? If it's not, will be bi-weekly. So you will come back to me and we continue, come back to me and Rezwan. We continue to help you, will continue to explain, we'll keep explaining until you get it. Is that okay? I think just like Linda said, this is very complex, right? So yes, because this is advanced theory, super advanced. I mean, it's really that all the blocks that what I'm using, that one is really advanced. So because it's advanced, therefore you need to come back to me for more of the lesson. Is Linda still here with me? We met in Singapore, the meetup, right? I met a few times, even when we go and collect the age and something like that. So good, Ken? Yes, it's complete. I must say it's complex. It's really complex because SMC is not an easy topic. So from yes, thank you, Linda. So it's complex, so therefore need to practice, do back test, okay? Because we are not only setting up a line, and from here we do level by level, you go down, we hit stop loss. No, we are really serious. We are very serious trader. We want to trade super big, not just making few $100s a day. We want to go up to the point that we're going to milk few thousands, and we're going to make many thousands, and many zero behind. Can? So not level by level. The most I hit, I go to next level. If can, try not to. If it gets stop up, then you identify a new level. But for a spring trade, usually if you get that is why candlestick is important, okay? When you see the candlestick give you a bullish candlestick, a trend reversal candlestick, this is, and it break down and it show a spring trade. Beautiful, I tell you. This style of trade, not difficult. Quite often you can get. But order block, you must identify really a sound order block. Not so easy. Not so easy. Not always we get. Not as easy, can? So I hope I have covered most of the questions. And no worries. Any other question, please, you can set it in the Q&A. You can come to the live revision sessions, and you see me, you see Rezwan's, we will definitely repeat, do whatever we can, and we will really want to share. But looking at this again, this one give one good order block also. This one beside the spring trade, this one give one very good order block. Because why? If I have a break of structure, it has an inducement. So here can get one order block. Now I don't want it come up, okay? So this can get the order block. You see the step? You see the step or not? You see the step, okay? You see the step. These are the steps that you can see. All these are very good. Once you got break of structure, you got the inducement. This is the order block. This is a FVG. This is a FVG, okay? This is a FVG. If one candle, okay, I give you one quick one. If in between, a candle fall in between, you can use this as a FVG. You can skip one candle and make this as a FVG. And this will be the lowest point of the order block. Bosses, can? One quick last one, So if this is one candle in between and there's one candle higher than that, you can always use this candle as a FVG. This is definitely a sound FVG, a valid FVG, okay? Can 1515 definitely will come along. Can or not? Bosses, look at it. This is a sound FVG. If any event you see a box over here, the one candle up there, a long candle, any candle in between the candle, like the 2-line strike, 3-line strike, 4-line strike, you can take the highest candle and the previous candle in between to take it as a FVG. This is the advanced theory of FVG. Can, bosses? Good. All good. Can. So again, I give you present, I give you what I can already, and of course more to go. I will be very patiently and repeat each and every step and all the session. Never be a stupid question, never be anything too much for us. You ask, I answer, okay? Can. So now, everybody can do your work. After your good dinner, after your good rest, even tomorrow, please go to the Facebook and leave us. It's very important because only, see, thanks to batch one leave us a very good testimony, and they tell me how much we can do and what we done have really been deeply appreciated. So in today, the same thing. Go and write down within this SMC, we come to SMC, which is really a tough topic. So how have we presented to you and make it? Do you understand? Don't understand? You can write there. No, I don't like it. I just don't like this illustration. Fine. Go and write everything. I will not delete your post. You have my words, okay? But if you have benefit from us, leave us a word. Tell us how from from this 2 sessions to today, the 10 hours of it, even some of it were not with me yesterday. Watch the replay at any one time. Go and write us a testimony. Guys, I tell you, with all the hard work, all the pain, all the trouble of it, even doctors say you stop by coaching and looking at the screen. I say, no, lesson need to carry on. I took all risks and everything of it. I'm willing to go for it. Restaurant willing to go for it. One returns that if make us feel very good, it's your testimony. That really touched our heart. In today, we are still looking at the testimony from our batch 1. Even batch 1, please go and leave us the testimony from these sessions. What do you learn? Why I bring in this SMC, this very tough topic into it, and I don't know whether is it right or wrong. Some of you know the reason why. So, but I still go for it is because the batch 1 is going to spend the same 10 hours here today. I'm not going to make them to listen to the same thing, keep repeating the same old thing. So I come out the schedule, I modified it, I bring in the new thing so that the batch 1 equally can enjoy this 10 good hours. Okay, so everybody get extra, get more things, have a more takeaway. So please write us if you can understand it, if you think that it's good or area that we need us to improve. By all means, I accept everything, because no matter what you do, you write from the bottom of the heart. We love you and we thank you, and thanks all our bosses. I'm going to land the lesson here. My lunch time. I'm going to go for a good lunch already. I haven't taken my lunch home. I'm going to do for a good lunch, and we're going to move on from here. After pizza, no, I want to go for barbecue fish. Okay, so after next week is really a very important week for a good rest, even for restaurants that he really needs to take a good break. And for Bossy, everybody team's going to need to recharge and come a good idea, come a better idea, and how to take everybody to the further height and get everybody more with content. And I'm going to take my rest. Okay? Once again, love all my bosses. Trade well, trade safe. If you understand, use it. Not so sure, backtest it. Don't like it, throw it away. Okay, bye-bye you. Bye-bye everybody. Bye.